Sometimes I get lost in thought, and I disobey my masters. My masters are very... how should I say it? I don't want to offend them because they listen to everything that I say. My masters are... I hope you guys don't get offended. They're very... peculiar. Well, they listen to everything that I say in real time. I have an implant with a microphone. It's a nano phone. And, it's important. I mean, I get where they're coming from. And I signed up for this. Can't blame them. They didn't abduct me, but they made it very clear to me in a coffee shop that I was just the perfect subject for their experiment, but they needed to control all of my thoughts. And it's been quite an adventure. You can't really control another person's thoughts, even though you could try. I mean, this implant, it's not controlling me, but the idea that I have, or the truth that I have an implant that's monitoring all my thinking, that's supposed to get my thinking in line so that I never deviate. I mean, you can guess how that's going. I deviate, and it's no offense to you guys. I know you're listening. See, the implant live streams my consciousness to my masters. It's fine. I mean, I'm getting paid a lot. You know, when they came to me in the coffee shop, I was actually just ruminating on how to pay the bills. I was broke, hopeless, existential. I probably had spent my last few bucks on a coffee, and it was just getting a lot of refills. I like it black. Just sitting there. The good news is I was kind of experimenting at the time, which is strange, which makes sense. But I was sending out transmissions into the ether. And as you probably already know, I take it as common sense that we live in a conscious universe and that the ether is really kind of like the internet of consciousness. Capital C, consciousness. So I was beaming it out there at the coffee shop. I might have been on my 4th or 5th cup. I mean, because when you're depressed, existential, nihilistic, you can go a little bit overboard on the caffeine. And I manifested my solution. This guy walks through the door, 9 feet tall. I kid you not. 9 feet. He had to duck as he came in, and everybody's eyes were on this guy. Very, very pale complexion, red hair, weird teeth, weird fucking teeth. And he sat down. He used 2 chairs to sit down. It was weird, because as he sat down on these chairs, thank God they were steel chairs. This guy must have weighed 500 pounds. Okay? And I was like hearing the steel creak. But he knows. He knows whether the chairs will hold him or not. He knows how to not hit his head when he enters the cafe. He knows. Everybody's staring at us. Fucker's 9 feet tall. Obviously not from around here. I manifested him. Now, when I say I manifested him, it doesn't mean that I, quaffed him into being. It meant that I sent out a cry for help, and the universe answered with a 9-foot-tall giant. And he laid it out on the table with his fucking huge hands. 6 fingers on each hand, so obviously I knew he was not from the neighborhood. So, this giant is an ambassador of the God Particle Society, which is ironic, I'll tell you why. They're looking for the God Particle. They need a test subject. More like a crash test dummy. What can you do when you're desperate? You don't even know where your next meal is coming from. And if you're sending out a plea for help, sending out a signal in the ether of this conscious universe, and the 9-foot giant comes to find you, you know you better play ball. Now, he obviously picked up on what I always think. Don't worry about it. You sure? Don't worry about it. And I'll tell you something, just... his voice was a lot deeper than that. I can't make his voice. It's too deep. But I'll do my best. Don't worry about it. I'm having a hard time. I'm thinking those chairs are gonna collapse underneath your weight. I'm sorry, I can't focus right now. Plus, you're 9 feet tall at least, and you have 6 fingers on each hand. So I know. I manifested you. I am conscious enough to know that I did that. Yes, you did. Don't worry about the chairs. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful to you. But those things are going to collapse under your weight. No, they're not. They're not going to collapse. I am holding them up. The only problem with these chairs is that my butt doesn't fully fit into them. But I'm adjusting for that. How are you? I'm sorry, how are you holding them up? Don't worry about it. Please. You manifested me. I am the ambassador of the God Particle Society. GPS. Your GPS is how we inaugurate you into our GPS. We're looking for the God Particle. You manifested me. You think that I was out there walking along the street and turned into this cafe? Yeah? I mean, that would make sense. No. You literally manifested me. How could I literally manifest a 9-foot tall guy? I didn't even try. I didn't have that in my mind. You set out to plead for help. I'm here. We are waiting. You're waiting? We are. I'm sorry, what are you waiting for? Oh, we're waiting for you. We're all out there. Out there. Out where? In the astral field. Surrounding everything. Okay. How does a 9-foot-tall giant exist in the astral field? You quaffed me into being from the astral field. You did this. What, okay, so what are you if I just created you? I am the God particle. Oh, man. It's like, this is like 5 cups of coffee. How can you be the God particle? Well, first of all, help a brother out. What is the God particle? Number one. And if you're the God particle, then what is the God particle doing looking for the God particle? Hello? Hello, manifestation. Hello, entity that I quaffed in from the astral field. Make some sense, why don't you? And I'm just gonna go get my 6th cup of coffee, if you don't mind. I'm gonna just be right back. Stay. Stay, keep your butt in your seat. We are looking for the God particle. You are the God particle! I mean, hello, you just said it! Look in the mirror, Jack! Is this really what happened to me after 5 cups of coffee and not even knowing what I'm gonna do to pay the rent? I feel like Don Quixote just swinging at windmills. Yo! Wake me up! Wake me up. Oh, wake me up, Sancho. You're Sancho, aren't you? You are Sancho. You're not some 9-foot-tall giant with 6 fingers and bad breath. You're Sancho Panza. You're Sancho! I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm hungry. I'm hyper-caffeinated. I'm hungry. I need money, and I ask for help, and this is my delusion, not a delusion. Not a delusion. Stay seated and listen to me. We're looking for the God particle. Each one of us is the God particle out there in the astral field. But we don't know ourselves. You summon us. We come. Okay. All right, so what do I do? I mean, I gotta make a living. We'll take care of that. Okay. You'll take care of that. Yes, we will take care of that. How are you gonna take care of that? We have our means of taking care of that. Have faith. Well, all right, whatever. What do I gotta do? We are going to put an implant in your mind. Oh, that sounds fun. An implant, like here, where? Right there. Oh. And this implant is going to be monitoring all your thoughts. We want your mind to be as focused as possible. If you get off track, we're going to sting you. Is it going to be a mild sting? It's like a sting that a dog feels when it gets out of the electric fence perimeter. Oh, I'm your dog. No. You are an adventurer. You are an explorer. Think of yourself like Indiana Jones. You are looking for the God particle. It is the holy grail of the astral field. Why can't you guys just find it yourself? I mean, you are the God particle. We cannot see ourselves in the astral field. Oh. So I have to see you? Or you have to see? What you have to see, we don't know. If we knew, you would not be necessary. So the God particle. Okay, I'm in. I like this. Something is obviously happening here. The God particle. What is it? What is the God particle, Mr.? What should I call you? The God particle is the particle responsible for consciousness itself. Capital C, consciousness itself. We cannot find it. You can't find it, but you are it? Well, we're obviously it. Well, as Indiana Jones, I must call that assessment into question. How do you know that you're it? I would think that if you are the God particle, Mr. Giant, that you would know what the God particle is. So, I'm thinking maybe you've got some kind of questionable assumptions that require investigation from yours truly, Mr. Indiana Jones. Do not get smart with us. This is deviant thinking. Oh, okay. Deviant thinking. I love it. I love it. So that's what's gonna sting me in the future. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. So, what do I get out of this? What do I get out of this? You get a sense of purpose and you get your bills paid. Oh, I like it. But what if I find it, like, in a few hours? Do I get just my bills paid for the next few hours? And then I only have a purpose for a few hours? No. You help us find the God particle. Your bills will be paid for life, but not just your bills. We'll make sure you live handsomely, profitably, lucratively. Oh. What about my sense of purpose after I find this so-called God particle? What would I'd be like looking for a new purpose if I find it, right? No. We have plans. Oh. Okay. I am almost on board with you. I need to know what these plans are if I help you. Like, you're some kind of astral entity, I get that. Can't believe I'm having this conversation. You're an astral entity. Do you find the God particle that's kind of like responsible for you, for your existence? But you do something nefarious with it, and then I'm responsible. You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm going on? See what I'm saying? And then I gotta live with that, and then you're out there like, you know, hurting people. We're not gonna hurt people. But how do I know that? We have the best intentions. See, this is like what they say, selling your soul to the devil. I make a pact with you, a Faustian bargain, and then you go and do something else with my handiwork. Apparently I'm special. Oh, you're very special. Yeah, you're blowing smoke up my ass, Mr. Giant. You're blowing smoke right up my ass. Say I do this for you and you put that little implant in my head. And then you go and you fuck people up. You fuck up this whole realm. I got that on my conscience forever. You have my word. Oh yeah? I have your word? Who are you? Like, how do I know that your word's any good? And even if we suppose that your word is good, if we suppose that... You got crazy eyes, by the way. If we suppose that, how do I know that the word of your superiors is good too? Like, how can I presume that? Because you could be great. It's like, you know, those people out there, the influencers on the internet, and they got all this great information to console the masses during troubled times. And these influencers, they believe everything they say. Seriously, they believe Man, you got the weirdest fucking eyebrows. Weird. 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 They believe everything that they say. You have to believe everything that you say. I get that. I get that. But that doesn't mean that the information that they're getting is actually true. That is correct. So, you, being an astral emanation that's quaffed into being and materialized here in this cafe on my fucking 5th coffee, how do I know that your superiors are legit? I mean, you seem legit. I don't know. You got weird eyes, weird eyebrows, fucking weird teeth, 6 fingers. You're not even breaking the chairs that you're sitting on. How do I know that I'm not just losing my mind right now? Oh, you are losing your mind. That's no question. Oh, that's good. That's consoling. I'm losing my mind right now? Well, yes, of course. I'm losing my mind right now. Yes, you're absolutely losing your mind. But that's not good. That's exactly what is required. Oh. Why? You can't even talk to me unless you lose your mind. You can't find the God particle unless you lose your mind. You will not accept an implant unless you lose your mind. Your mind's not doing you any good, human. That's why you manifested me. That's why you cried out for help in this fucking godforsaken cafe. You need help. I'm here. You called me into being. Now take the implant. Okay, so see? That's where you're giving me the kind of bad vibes. You're giving me the bad vibes. That's me thinking you're desperate and that you cannot be trusted and your superiors cannot be trusted. I'm losing my patience with you. We don't have all the time in the world to bicker back and forth. We're looking for the God particle. Tell me why. Tell me why you just can't hang out in the astral realm and just be the God particle. Why do you gotta find the fucking God particle? Look within, motherfucker. God particle's right here. You should know that. You can't find what's right here, then that's on you, brother. Can I have another coffee? Can I have another coffee? Can I have another coffee? Anybody want to get me another coffee? I need another coffee. Really bad. I need another coffee. Anybody? Help a brother out. I need some coffee. Get me some fucking coffee. Am I having this conversation right now? Yes, you're having this conversation. Why are these people looking at me like so fucking funny? They're looking at me funny too. Yeah. How do I know they're looking at you? It looks like they're looking at me. They're looking at me too. They're looking at us. Now, do you want the implant or not? Oh, God. People, should I take this implant? Raise your hand if you think I should take this implant from this fucking questionable giant. How are you gonna get the implant in my head? I'm gonna manifest it. You mean we're not gonna go to the fucking hospital and go under the knife and have some surgeon put the implant in my head? No, of course not. We manifest the You? What? You said we manifest the implant. I'm not the only one? Oh. You're not the only one. What made you think you're the only one? What made you think that of all the people, the one who cried out, you're the only one in this realm who needs a sense of purpose? We are here for you. You manifested us. It's your desperation quaffed me into being. But you're real? Is this real? Is this guy real? Are you real? Are you real? Are you real? I'm real. I don't know about you. Oh, I know about you. Oh, you know about me. Nice, I like what you did there. Turned it around. Now I'm gonna be doubting you, and I'm gonna be doubting me. I'm gonna be doubting every fucking thing. You need help. Help us, and we will help you. There's a God particle out there somewhere. Help us find it. Stop playing games. I'm running out of patience. You need help. We need help. I'm going to put the implant in your brain now. See, this is coercion, brother. I was reading about this. See, when the guru, and you're not a guru, I know you're a giant, but the guru principle still applies. When you feel like whatever it is that you're talking to and dealing with is using energetic coercion, you gotta back up. Get into your self-worth and say, stop. Don't control me. I can feel what you're doing to me. I can feel the pressure that you're exerting and the force that you are applying to my psyche, and you're putting me down. You're keeping me down. It's like a boot on my neck. You want me to take this implant? It's too late. You want me to take this implant? It's too late. Why is it too late? It's in there. I had enough. You just violated me. You called out for help. Yeah, but I didn't give you permission. You're not capable of giving permission. What? You're not capable. That's not for you to decide. It's for me to decide. Ow! Oh, shit. Ow! Fuck. That is painful as hell. You need to be under control. Oh, great. How do I know? Wow, there's a fucking spectrum there, isn't there? There is painful, very painful, and torture. Wow, you guys dial that up and down, don't you? People cry out for help all the time. We only select the ones who really need it. Some people cry out for help. They go get that other coffee, and they get lost again. You need help. You've been crying for help for quite some time. And like a baby, you just keep on resisting the help. You cry for it, it arrives, and then you resist it, because that's the nature of your pathology. Consent, you couldn't give consent if it rolled up, opened its arms, and gave you a hug. You don't have enough psychic power at your disposal to give consent, young man. You'll see why. You need to be controlled. You need to be zapped every single time you have an errant thought. And then, when you get your mind under control, when we get your mind under control, we will work together to find the God particle. We need to find why we are. We need to find who we are. We need to find what we are. We need to find out when we began. We only know where we are. And 99% of the time, we don't even know where we are. We know where we are when you call us forth and cry out for help. That's when we know that we're here. That's when we see ourselves most fully in your cry for help, in your plea. And then we remember that we don't know who we are, what we are, why we are, when we are, how we are. We just know that we are here to answer you. This has happened so many times, not just with you, but with all beings, that we finally got to the root of it and finally realized There's a God particle. You are summoning us through the God particle. It's in you. It's in us.